And this is where we start this morning. The White House and many state governors are clashing on two fronts today over the coronavirus testing and when to ease the lockdowns. Over the weekend, America surpassed 759,000 reported cases of this virus. The reported nationwide death toll is now more than 40,000, and that's nearly double what it was a week ago.
Yeah, despite those terrible numbers, Gail, the economic strain is driving some Americans to protest stay-at-home orders. But there are questions about how the rallies, consisting largely of the president's supporters, were organized. Manuel Bojorquez is in Miami. Manny, we understand Florida is already moving to reopen non-essential businesses.
That's right, Anthony. Some Florida beaches are slowly starting to reopen as the state considers how it will get businesses here back up and running. Let's show you some time-lapse video from Saturday. It shows people flocking to a Jacksonville, Florida beach after it reopened. But Florida, like many other states, has seen its COVID cases increase up more than 34% in the past week. Many of those protesters across the country say for them this is about civil liberties, but at the end of the day, a lot of it is also about jobs. And as the lockdowns linger, the demonstrations continue to grow. In San Diego, demonstrators showed up waving flags, holding signs, voicing the same demands.
It's not fair to the rest of us that don't have COVID-19. We all need to get back to work.
And with no social distancing in sight, protesters in Wisconsin numbered in the hundreds and had a united message: end the lockdown now. In Denver, Colorado, yesterday, demonstrators swarmed the state capitol building. An apparent counter-protester dressed in scrubs blocked cars by standing in the street. And in Texas, which is set to start reopening state parks today, with some businesses partially reopening Friday, people ignored social distancing to demonstrate. President Trump weighed in on the protests during his Sunday White House briefing.
People feel that way. You're allowed to protest. I mean, they feel that way. I watched the protest, and they were all 6 feet apart. I mean, it was a very orderly group of people.
Although less vocal, it still appears the majority of Americans are not in a rush to lift stay-at-home orders. A new poll from the Pew Research Center showed 66% of Americans say they're afraid of social distancing measures ending too early, including a majority of both Democrats and Republicans. After ravaging cities, cases of COVID-19 are spiking in rural parts of the country. Oklahoma saw a nearly 32% increase in the last week. Arkansas more than 39% in the same time frame. There was a more than 82% jump in Iowa. The state saw its largest single-day increase on Sunday, with most of those cases from workers at meat processing plants. And South Dakota, site of the shuttered Smithfield pork plant, saw a jump in cases of nearly 124% last week. Former FDA Commissioner Dr. Scott Gottlieb on Face the Nation yesterday says the crisis, especially in areas outside major cities, is far from over.
You see these super spreader situations, as you saw in South Dakota. So I don't think anyone's out of the woods right now.
Some of those anti-quarantine protests are possibly being organized by conservative pro-gun activists. Facebook tells us that unless the government prohibits those events, it will continue to allow them to be organized on Facebook. Tony?
Still very small protests in the scope of the very large country. Manny, thank you very much.